Alright guys, welcome back. We got war number 2 in Alliance War Season 27. We have another Deathless war. We got 15 solos, including the boss. So let's get to it. We got Iceman, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, and Magneto on the main account. We're on path 9 again. Iceman's going to do a nice job against Thing. I think we actually have Thing 3 times this war, at least 3 times. Some are better than others, but Iceman makes nice work of this thing here. I did get stuck there with where he was at like 15 charges and he was getting too close without throwing that special, but I can parry on this node, so it's not a big deal, and I was able to mitigate that and finish with almost full health. So that one was great. Here, Iceman against Nick Fury. I think I make one screw up on this fight, but still get through it. Let's take a look at what happened here. I don't think there's again, mutant against Nick Fury is always good to take, to not have to worry too much about his tactical charges. Here I'm gonna go ahead and again, this one has the he's gonna have it's going to be hard to push him to a special 2. He'll be throwing a lot of special 1s. So I just got to keep track of those tactical charges, and it does come back to bite me in the butt at one point. So here, doing a good job in the first half, keeping the tactical charges down. And then at one point here, he is going to go unblockable. And I want to dash back out of the way, and I can't quite get it, and I do get clipped. So let's take a look here. So we're almost done this fight. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Bait that special 2. Go in to try and bait wait for the next like heavy. He throws the special 1, and then right there I was trying to back off, get clipped, and then finish him off. So that's just going to cost me potions later on. I started the war a little bit late, so I immediately was able to jump into Section 2 on the main account. We had this encroaching stun, Vision Arcus, but he's not awakened, so I am going to get that initial parry. I did put an advanced power start 1 just to make sure I could get this one done and dusted quickly. I pushed myself to a special 2, drop that. Now all I got to do is keep track of the encroaching stun timer. So I'm going to go ahead here and drop a special 1 just to avoid that. And then he's almost done. I think we get one more special 1, and he's finished. So that was a super fast fight. Next, we've got Terrax here on Window of Opportunity stun, one I open. And at the beginning of the fight, I'm always waiting to bait a heavy, but he kind of freezes and then throws the heavy, and it clips me from quite some distance there. Then I get parried attacking in after his heavy there, so not a great start. Luckily, we're playing with Black Widow Clairvoyant. We go ahead, we get some healing there. Plus, this is my main account, so I do have willpower, so when I do get those armor breaks from Terrax here, I am going to get some healing. So now I just got to be careful, back off, let the rock shields expire, go in, attack into his block. So we're playing basically stun immune Terrax at this point. And we just did Terrax as a boss in the last war. So I was feeling pretty confident coming in. That initial heavy attack kind of screwed me up, but we finished this fight off, not a problem. Next, okay, we jump into the junior account. We got Doc Ock, Magneto, and Human Torch, a nice team of 6-star rank 3s. So we've got this Hit Monkey with Ebb and Flow knockdown. And again, just with the sheer power of Magneto at 6-star rank 3, I'm not too worried about needing to knock him down to finish off this fight, especially with the class advantage. I have been getting better at being more confident at evading, at attacking in after that special 1 evade, and I think I just start going for it here. So it does feel like you can't do it because it's such a long distance, but it does work. So I started doing that a little more often, even just in questing. So here, all I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to try and throw a heavy before I drop the special 3. So there we go. Get the Fury, drop the special 3, and then he's going to be almost down. Now, all these fights are sped up just a little bit just because I'm trying to keep the videos to around 20 or so minutes. And again, with 15 fights, it's kind of hard because some of them take longer than others. But I do speed them up a tiny little bit. So if it does seem really a little faster, that's all that it is. Next, we have a Stealth Spidey, also with Ebb and Flow knockdown, and again, super easy with Magneto. He's hashtag metal. Anytime I see hashtag metal, you throw on Magneto, you know you're going to be having a good time. You don't really have to worry about much. I do have to worry about the initial evade potentially, but there's a good chance that he just doesn't evade at all. So that one drops in a matter of seconds. Next, we continue up Path 5 on the junior account. We've got Magneto against Crossbones. And again, Crossbones, normally I'd have to worry about him potentially shrugging off parries and things like that. But he's hashtag metal, again, easy Magneto fodder. Anytime I see these hashtag metal champions up Path 5 or 9, either one, I just bring out a Magneto, and it's fantastic. He's such a amazing champ for Alliance War. So here we'll just parry heavy, build up to a special 3, and I think I did get clipped there, but I had the one unstoppable to fall back on that heavy. So now here we're going to back up. We're going to go ahead and I think we're just baiting that special 1 first. Go ahead, charge up to 10 prowess and drop a special 3. So the bleeds, even with 3 bleeds, still putting in some work. And now he's down to 1%. Parry, light attack, he's down. Now we got a Doom. Also, hashtag metal, bring in Magneto. With Mighty Charge, it is a little trickier to get the parry heavies because you can't really parry the medium attacks. It has to be the light attacks. But I think sometimes the Mighty Charge just doesn't trigger on his dashes. I'm not sure if that's me just getting a light attack parry or if it's actually the node disappearing. Because for the most part, you can see that Mighty Charge node, the black one above, or below, just below Magneto's health bar that pops up when he does his medium dashes. But I'm still going to try and build up to a special 3. Don't really have to worry too much about Doom's abilities. I do get really lucky at one point where he literally is about to slap me and he just kind of freezes and he doesn't slap me, which is great. But we'll see that later. But again, build up to a special 3 and let the bleeds do their work. So a couple more parry heavies here. He's down below 50%. I throw that special 1 on. I probably could have built up to another special 3, but I just kind of chipped away at him here. I think I do throw a special maybe while he has the aura up or something. I think that was it. Maybe it's right here. There, I go ahead and I throw that heavy and he just kind of freezes. He throws like a bunch of, couple Doom slaps there, but luckily I was able to back off and didn't get hit by him. And I'm able to finish off this fight, no problem. So a little slow at the end there. I probably should have just built up to another special 3. It would have been a lot easier. But Magneto gets the job done against this Dr. Doom. So there we go. Come on, one more combo. Or one more special 1, and finish him off here. There he goes. All right, next fight here was a thing also with Mighty Charge, Ebb and Flow Intercept, Crumbling Armor, and I wasn't really thinking about the Mighty Charge because I was getting off some parries in the previous fight, and Doc Ock is definitely not the option here. Because I'm not going to be able to get off those parries. I'm basically just going to be only if I get them on light attacks or if I was a reparry machine, which I'm not. So I basically just end up doing this fight extremely long. Definitely not the way to go ahead and do this one. I actually have to hit into his block a million times just to push him to a bar of power, just to not get clipped by his, not to let him go unblockable. I did speed this one up a little bit more just because it took so long to get through. Definitely not the ideal champ. I was thinking that I was going to be using this Doc Ock for another fight that I thought I was assigned for, and then someone else ended up taking. So I probably could have taken someone like a Nick Fury instead, or pretty much any bleed champion to go ahead and take this fight. Would have been a lot easier than this here. I do get an intercept in there and get the Furies, but this was definitely not the ideal way to take this thing. But again, if anything, it can just show you that, if you know if you can count your rock stacks, and if you can back off and hit into his block and he plays nicely, then definitely, you can find a way to do it. I don't even have willpower on this node, or willpower on the junior account. So even the armor ups that I would be getting there from crumbling armor would normally be healing you up if you have willpower. So I wasn't even getting that benefit from the node. So very annoying. And you can see here me trying desperately to see, that was like terrible. I should have put in like a 2-hit combo instead. Now I'm just hoping that he turtles up, which he does. So this was definitely not this is probably the worst fight of the war. Definitely frustrating, and I should have taken in someone else or let someone else take this fight. But I felt pretty confident, even though I wasn't really thinking about how I was going to take this one when I started the fight. But pretty happy that I was able to finish it off, even though I got clipped there. I forgot that I got clipped there by a special one. But it is a 6-star rank 3 Doc Ock, and he's still going to get the job done for me. So I also was doing this fight when I had, I know I was very distracted. I actually had to pause and hand somebody something a couple times throughout this fight, and I'm like, I can't do it, but they wanted it anyway, so it's fine. We got through it, and there we go. Even take the entire timer, like almost 30 seconds left, 1% to go, and he's down. So yeah, definitely the ugliest fight of the war. Next, we have another thing. This is one's on window opportunity stun, empowered immunity. But I actually used the empowered immunity a little bit to my advantage to push him to more specials. So here we healed up Black Widow Clairvoyant a little bit. We also, if you saw, we healed up Iceman a little bit because he's going to have another fight. And I was going to do them in a row. So here we just go ahead with Black Widow Clairvoyant. Stay in the bleed mode, so I don't really have to worry about the rock stacks too badly. I think here we got switched over to poison for a second, but again, I'm not too worried about this one. Here I can just hit into his block, push him to the 15 rock stacks. Even here, I think we just throw the special 2 with the incinerate phase and melt him down. So we go from a super slow thing fight to a super fast one. All right, next up, originally I was going to go to the right and I was going to take a Sorcerer Supreme. Instead, I went left. We have this Rage extended buff Void here. So I figure Black Widow Clairvoyant with a class disadvantage is not going to be hitting the Rage as often, and even if she does, then she is going to be able to nullify it. The issue is nullifying buffs do give him a bunch of power, so he is going to get a bunch more special 2s, and I just have to be careful not to push him to a special 3. And then here again, like any Void fight, I'm trying. You'll see me just do 1 or 2 hit combos or even the heavy there because I just want to make sure that my, every 10th hit is happening while he's putting one of his intimidating debuffs on me. So that one there pushed me over 40 just in time. I'm also going to use a bunch of special 2s with the bleed phase just to get some healing back in case I do take some damage from Void's intimidating debuffs. So I don't really have to worry about the Rage too much. The issue is just that when I nullify that Fury, he's going to gain a little bit of power. So I just got to make sure not to do too much and not to push him to a special 3. There we go. Special 2 puts the buff immunity on and gives me a little bit of top up on my health. Here again, I'm at 86 hits. Now back up to 90. Get rid of that intimidating debuff. And that's just the name of the game here. It's just make sure I can get off my special 2s. But you can see here I'm already at 102 hits. So now I'm taking a little bit of damaging debuffs there. Get to 110, get it to disappear. So it worked out quite nicely there in the end. Next up, we have a Professor X on Hazard Shift Stun Immune. And the issue with me here was I knew going in with Iceman was going to be fine, but normally when Professor X gets his falter ready, you have to hit into him in order to remove the falter. Without the ability to stun, that makes it a little more tricky. So what I have to do is try and time it up so that when he throws his special 1 to attack back in and then remove the falter, which I did right there. The issue is going to be at some point where, because he's at like the 100 charges and he gets the mind control, is that 1, I get clipped by a special. 2, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attack in there, but he had already gotten to a second special. So mid-falter, like as I'm hitting him and I falter, he throws that special. So now I got to be extra careful that I wasn't paying attention that he had actually still had a special 1 even though he had thrown it. And now I've taken a ton of damage and I got to go in and figure out how to finish up this fight without screwing it up. So again, I'm just going to go in, get off my special 1s, get some damage over time going, get those frostbite charges to go, and try and push him to a special 1 so that when his timer right now does go down to 0, I can attack him back off without getting countered with a special of his own. So I do get this one, like barely get away from this one. But a solo's a solo. I don't care if I'm down to only 3% or 2% health. If I'm able to get the solo, it still counts in my book. Next, we have a Korg on Stunning Reflection and Polka Dot Power Stun Vulnerability. So here I went in with Torch without the pre-fight specifically so that I can get power from the debuffs. I can stun him when the timer is down. But I still want to do a combination of I need his shield shattered and the window of opportunity stun timer down in order to reliably get off a parry. So, but for the most part, Torch is just an awesome counter to this node in general. Even with Korg, he makes quick work of him here. So again, I see the shield is shattered. I just took down the timer. Perfect time to throw a special 2. Charge the heavy, go in, and he's almost done. Take a couple, even if I take those special 1s on the block, it's just some smolders. So not a problem here. And Korg drops nicely. Next, we've got a Mojo on the Spry Limber. What else does it have on here? Brute Force Spry Limber node. So I go in with Magneto. I did not even bother to take off dexterity on this one. I just figure I can go in, parry heavy. Hopefully the magnetism is gonna keep me from getting destroyed by this Mojo. Just build up to a special 3 and melt him away. And that's pretty much all I need to do with with Magneto against Mojo. His healing is going to be he's not going to get any healing because of Magneto, because of the magnetism. I go ahead here, charge up the prowess, drop a special 3. He's down below 50%. We've got 13 bleeds ticking away on him. He's going to be dying any second now, and he's done. So great fight there. And then finally, we're going to use the pre-fight on our 6-star rank 3 Torch against this Magneto. He is stun immune. I guess my plan here is either intercepts and baiting and countering special 1. There we get a nice little intercept to start. And again, I'm not the greatest interceptor, so there we kind of counter with our special 1. Trying to push him to, trying to see if he'll turtle up. I get clipped a little bit there, get back into an intercept. And then I'm trying to hit into his block, push him to a special 1. There I stay nice and close to him so I can just stand there, bait and counter the special 1. If you're too far away, it's a little tricky. You can't really counter it. But there again, the goal with like Magneto is just don't flinch on that first part of his special 1. If you stay close enough, then you can go ahead and attack back in. If you dash back on that first part, you're not going to have enough room to dash back in, and you will get parried. So there we go again. Nice timing and spacing on that special 1. And he's almost done. The smolders are building up. When I attack into them, the Nova Flames are doing tons of damage, and he drops. So 15 solos, boss solo. That's the second war. See you in the next one.